As the world changes, Paul Mizzi and Andrew May speak to business owners, offer them coffee or Corona, and take it from there. Today we visit a magnificent newly listed property and meet a couple of real estate agents who started out in comedy. Coffee or Corona?
Espresso martini.
I love the Corona.
Chin chin.
So you've got three businesses. How do you fucking manage it?
I get up in the morning and I wrestle one of them to the ground.
Well, Faye.
I'm the advocate. So my business is Younger Hill. So I do vendor advocacy, buyer advocacy, a buyer's agent, which most people know. And I also do rental and relocation advocacy.
I'm really fascinated by the name Younger Hill. It's a great name. You've ever been referred to as Older Mount?
But Paul, Younger Hill, obviously our surnames, and it's Faye's business.
Yep.
But she sells and she lords, which is a boutique property management company. So she sells, she lords, but we were thinking of She Bangs.
She Bangs. That's yeah, I like that.
Now, She Lords is our baby. As we launched She Sells during the financial crisis and nobody wanted to sell, we've said that's fine. Sell when you're ready, we'll lease it out. And then we're, quick, let's start a property management department. But we charge a little bit more and we give a lot. We really put out. We like to call ourselves Tinder for tenants, love for landlords and props for property management. So we get great tenants and we get great returns. How's that for a sales pitch?
You know, I've known you for a number of years. Faye, we first met back at the Espy doing comedy. And Jodie, I met you through the comedy business. You then did some films with me for May's Productions.
You said we'd never speak of them again, Andrew.
They were good. I then found out that you were...
A man. Andrew, you're going all weird and professional on us. Have you been drinking?
How did you guys meet?
Comedy.
Comedy, definitely.
Yeah, we met.
Up front, Faye
we
and
met
her
up front.
fantastic former comedy partner and good friend Linda started Up Front, which was a comedy night for women. So we've torn the Melbourne Town Hall apart.
Many times. Many times. Yeah.
Coming from comedy to real estate, it's not really a big leap.
No,
right?
it's not.
My father's a real estate agent and I thought that's probably a good pathway for me to follow. And then Faye called me up one day and said, hey.
Yeah.
You're an estate agency, just to get...
Yes, I have She Sells and I have my auctioneering licence to Thrill.
It's her company, so she runs it from top to bottom.
Yeah, because I noticed it with other agencies, yes, they'll have women take you through, but then they bring a male auctioneer in. A lot of them. Is it changing?
It's generally...
It is changing.
Are there many female auctioneers? Because
There are.
I haven't come across one.
Auctions have been sort of on the down low for a while, actually.
Sometimes a property is right to auction. Sometimes you think, this is a specific property, like this beautiful one.
Like this property, we wouldn't auction it because it would be...
there'd be too many gawkers.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, the government stopped all auctions from proceeding.
Yes, you could still actually do it. You just had to do it a different way.
Okay.
And that was the whole thing with the pandemic that we're still in, that you have to be adaptable, otherwise you're going under.
What we did, we actually sold a fantastic shop-top apartment on Sydney Road in Brunswick the first week of lockdown.
Yeah.
So Faye and I were up...
It's our first open.
Yep, 3 a.m. in the morning, the Monday before they shut down the real estate industry, and we didn't know, but Faye has a bear trap mind with stats. She sent me all these links about what happens to property during financial crises. The value always goes up. What happens is people's ability to buy is delayed.
Okay.
We went on a record with the Herald Sun to say that Ms Hill will not entertain lowball offers. Okay, so that happens with older mounts. But what happened with...
What, low balls?
Low
Or just
balls,
bad
yeah,
offers?
that's what I'm thinking.
You didn't need to analyse it. So
Now I've got a picture in my mind.
Yes.
And it's your fault.
So as Faye fed me these stats, I actually conducted an auction via email and we sent it out to all the buyers and we said, Fortune favours the bold. We will not entertain lowball offers. Should you not be able to buy now, we'll find you something later with She Lords. And if you do not have the means, that's fine, because we'll simply lease the property out with She Lords. We said we'd like your offers in by Wednesday the 6th of April.
Oh wow,
at
that's
6
straight
p.m.
after the
Yeah.
whole
It was
thing
the
happened.
day they shut it down. We didn't know, but we went, right. We could see the writing on the wall.
Bang.
So, bang, we got a brilliant offer. And you go, oh, yeah, that'll do.
That thinking requires a bit of innovation. And do other agents do that, or is this just a
Oh, no,
technique
we're
that you
very
guys?
unusual.
It's only us, nobody else.
Oh, listen,
Look, I
go.
think it's coming from a performing background.
Yeah.
You, particularly as a stand-up, you have to think on your feet. If you're not getting the feedback you want from
You
an
always have
audience,
to read the crowd. Read
Yeah,
Yes,
it's totally.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Lower your standards and everyone's funny.
Have you ever been heckled at an auction?
We've heckled at auctions. We go.
That's true.
We bid on behalf of clients as well. Phase clients.
Show us your gavel. We had.
Serious
I bought a
performance.
property in Northcote years ago, and we had a heckler. I knew that the property next door had got sold, and the tenants were moving out. So in the middle of an auction, the dad of the tenants is moving them out with a trailer, and he backs the trailer out. Get off the fucking road, you fuckers! Fuck off! Get off the road!
we used to offer to Miss Itchy, who are very bizarre, weird.
Her comedy act
demented.
was, but it was not for mainstream.
Not for
necessarily.
beginners, we
Not
used to
for
say.
beginners.
Comedy not for beginners. But yeah, we used to offer to come round if your house was for auction and you wanted to keep the price low. We'd come and hang over the fence next door and go, hey, you want to come over and have a bar?
Well, an auction is one of my favourite sports, and people go and watch it. You see some brilliant auctioneers. We also tell our buyer clients, you have to play the role as well. You say, get your heels on, get your jacket on, get your sunglasses on, and you bid hard.
There's theatre involved.
So when you're reading it, because I always find the most boring part of the auction is when the auctioneer is reading out the
preamble.
contract.
You know, it's like, some people find foreplay boring, but it gets you to the main goal, yeah?
I never thought of it
So,
like that.
yeah, so it's foreplay,
And there's a
darling,
way
yeah.
to do it. You can be
Yeah.
shit at foreplay, or you can be really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, okay. I've
run
been
with
in
it.
business for myself since I was 21, right? What I found along the journey is most of the time it's easy to sell something. If the demand's there, they'll buy it, right? So I work on the premise that they've got to like me first and trust me first to want to deal with me to part with their money. So that's what I would say is important in business.
And now particularly, you have to do that and reinvent yourselves.
Yeah,
Get
you-
that trust. I'm getting people coming back to my production company who left and went cheaper or went to someone like a bigger company and they were let down. And-
Jodie just
and
said
we-
to a client, you're calling me to say you're not getting service, yet you're asking me to drop my price. So if you don't want to pay for service, you're going to continue to not get service. So, and that's been really empowering to go, you know what, fuck off.
Now, as we're coming out of the crisis in some ways, where things are opening up and things might change again in September when there are different economic circumstances and less grants, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think from a buyer's perspective, because that's what I've been primarily focused on, I still have buyer clients that are looking, and although some of them have been a little nervous, my big note to them has been, if you have a secure income now, it is a brilliant time to
I
buy.
think in property, you never pay too much, you just pay too soon.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to
I
catch up.
like that.
Yeah.
Can we use that, Paul?
You can have it.
And it's interesting, your whole show is to talk about how businesses have dealt with Corona and this whole pandemic. And for us, I found that it's also cut out the BS. People got
Yeah.
their gloves on, people got their masks on. I don't know if it was a robbery or a surgery, but we just got straight down to business.
Yeah.
I don't meet with people unless they are ready to buy.
No
And-
tie kickers, basically.
Yeah, there are no tie
Yeah,
kickers.
it's
like,
really cut down
It's
on
like
that.
dating over 40. It's like, hurry up, get your gear off, touch me here, let's go.
Thank you so much for chatting on coffee or Corona. Paul was going to try and get you to auction off some bananas, but I don't know if we'll do that.
Give me your bananas, Paul.
Give her the bananas. Give her the bananas.
Just a banana. All right. I'll just talk to my vendor.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Either shit or get off the pot.
Shit or get off the
yeah,
pot.
okay. Is that-
If you're interested in participating or sponsoring us or both, contact us. coffee@mazeproductions.com.au